Cracked Female Code Seminar, San Francisco Bay Area, September 2025. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mike Kollin at crackedfemalecode.com. Alright, if you want to attend the seminar, it's next month. The exact date we are not sure of yet. It's going to be around the 7th. Just contact me if you want to attend the seminar next month. Go to Mike at mikekollin.com or call me directly. My landline is 415-747-8598. That is a landline. If you need a cell phone number, just leave a message because I know some of you might be out of the country and you want to use WhatsApp. So just email me and leave a number, or call me and leave a number. All right. Now there's a message I'm trying to get across to you. I think I did it pretty good in the last video. That's a fairly short video, so I would go back and really listen to what I'm saying in that video. I'm going to repeat it shorter here and then move on to the next section. So, okay, a lot of guys, Adam was one of them. I'm going to start uploading his videos eventually, but a lot of guys will be amazed that they're like, why is it that every woman wants to talk to you? Like, what is it? I am telling you. It is in the art of what truly understanding means. Number one, everybody wants to be understood by somebody, but nobody gives a shit. Nobody's taking the time, but it's not just that. It's even when people want to understand, they're doing it from the wrong brain. They're doing it from the push energy brain, which makes people feel like they're not being understood. The logical brain is not what they're looking for. They're not looking for logical, well, you know, step one, step two, logically speaking, okay, well, I understand logically. They want you to understand from the right brain. The left brain is the closed brain. It's when your pupils get small and narrow and your face tightens up and your muscles tighten up. The right brain opens you up. Literally, your awareness expands wide open, and this is receiving someone. So when people want to be understood, when they're hurt or sad or even excited, they want you to receive them emotionally. And essentially what that means is like that circle just expanded wide open, right before we came to Keanu Reeves. It expanded. Here, let me do it again. And that's why I put these open. They transfer from one image to the next. The reason why I picked the circle open is because that's what I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you how to do that inside to open up all of your systems. They expand wide open. So when you do that, people literally feel understood. This is where your power is in every area of life, from making sales to business, to talking to a friend, to meeting a woman, to turning your wife on. Everything comes from this. But most people do the opposite. They use the push energy. And men are like, I don't understand. It's like when I start to talk to women, they just take off. I'm like, well, yeah, it's because you're pushing them away. No, I'm not. You guys don't even know what I'm talking about. In the course, we'll teach you how to bring your energy back inside and then expand open. Okay, so there's it's not a simple thing at first, but once you practice it and get it, click, it happens, and all of a sudden you can go out to the world and open up to someone, and they're going to feel so, I want to say understood, but most men hear that in a logical way. I want to say it in a physical way. They'll feel so received, and that's what people want to feel. It makes them feel like someone actually cares. Now here's the second part. When you receive someone, you don't talk. You literally, it's my technique I developed when working with Adam, is you shut the fuck up. I call it the STFU technique. Literally, you just quiet your mind and you just listen to understand. And now what I mean, when I say that, is I actually mean you listen to receive their words. In other words, no thinking at all, because that blocks the receiving, and no talking. If you have to tell her and say, I understand, that's not understanding. That she means to open up and receive her words. It's as if her words are coming inside your chest and your heart area. If the concepts sound weird, that's why you need to take the course, so you can really get good at it and understand it. Okay, so in this video, There was a phrase I heard a lot growing up and even into my 20s, and for the life of me, I just thought, what a bullshit. Like, what do you mean? It just didn't make any sense to me. So I remember someone did something to me, and my dad knew this person, and I was like, Dad, that's not fair, blah, 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 blah. And my dad said to me, he goes, Michael, it's not about you. Now, I'm actually coming back and editing this, adding it in, because I actually didn't put this in the beginning of the video, because I've already recorded it, so I'm kind of editing it. So let me just kind of start here. So my dad would say, but Michael, you have to understand, it's really not about you at all. It's all about them. I'm like, what are you talking about? They did this. They screwed me over. They cussed me out. They blah, 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 blah. He goes, yeah, Michael, what they did was wrong. He goes, I'm not denying that. He goes, but Michael, it's not about you at all. And I'm like, what do you mean, Dad? He goes, well, it's about them. It's about their issues. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I didn't understand that. Okay, so the reason why I added that is because I didn't remember those words until the end of the video. So that's the premise of this. Now, I'm just going to bring the other stuff I've already recorded, and I'm going to start it right now. So it might repeat some things, but you get the gist of it. Alright, so a long time my dad had good advice, but he really didn't know how to break it down. He'd tell me what to do, but he didn't know, say, well, here's how you do it. Alright, so one thing my dad would say is like, look, Michael, he goes, you have to understand something. He goes, they can't help it. So let's say I would go to my dad and say, Dad, so-and-so was really mean. They did this really mean thing, and, you know, it was really messed up. And my dad would be like, yeah, but Michael, you have to understand, you just have to accept that. I'm like, what are you talking? I go, no, I don't have to accept that. He's like, no, you don't understand what I mean. I go, what do you mean? He goes, Michael, they can't change. I'm like, what? Why? And this was when I was younger, when I was 19, 20, 21 plus years old. Even though I was learning this stuff in psychology and NLP trainings, I still didn't get it. He's like, yeah, I get it. What they did was fucked up, Michael. I get it. And he goes, they were wrong. He goes, I'm not denying. And they rightfully should be punished. But what you're trying to do is you're trying to go to them and yell at them and say, hey, man, I don't like what you did. Stop doing that. Because I think, okay, here's what it was. Because I went back to my dad like a third time. And he was like, Michael, you don't get it. They can't change. So he'd say, Michael, you have to understand that's who they are. And I'm like, Dad, I go, but that's so fucked up. He goes, Michael, you don't. Now, I understand now because I've done a lot of healing work. And I'd have like energy healers or life coaches or therapists or what I was working with say, you know, Michael, like, you got to understand that's fucked up. You got to stop doing that, blah, blah, blah. And it wasn't even that I wanted to change, but it was like, I couldn't even understand, like, what do you mean? Like, okay, let me think of something I'm going through right now. Okay, so I just went through a clearing about 3 weeks ago. This was a life-changing clearing that every coach, every seminar I've been to, and it was like, everyone's like, Michael, you got to stop doing that. You got blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, okay. But it's like my brain couldn't conceptualize what the fuck they were saying. It's like logically I understood them, but conceptually it was just like, it was like sand or water slipping through my fingers. I couldn't hold it. I would always help people. I mean, help them and help them and help them. And then they would either not help me at all or barely help me in return, like someday, and complain and bitch and moan. And they like literally lifted a finger, right? And people are like, Michael, why do you always help people when they don't help you? I'm like, well, and here's what it was. I didn't even know how to verbalize it until 3 weeks ago. I did an energy healing session. And this thing finally popped. I mean, fucking finally, after going after it for like 30 fucking years. And I was like, holy shit, I just felt like I owed everybody. And I didn't. I've got to tell you something. I am on fire right now. The last 3 weeks have been the best 3 weeks of my fucking life. I finally grasped the concept. See, here's the thing. You could have talked to me till I was blue in the face, and I would not have been able to grasp it. My point is, we all have these things. Alright, so this story is about what this video was originally intentioned about. And it's about what I just talked about. So there's this girl that I know, and she's very young, very pretty, and she has a real issue. She was raised to believe that love is weakness and that it leaves you vulnerable and you're going to get hurt. So her parents essentially would physically punish her anytime she opened up emotionally. because their whole thing is you got to be strong, you got to be strong. But what it was, the parents were essentially narcissists, and the girl cooked and cleaned and did her brother's chores and her parents' chores and did her brother's homework, and she did everything for everybody. And then on top of that, they taught her, don't ever ask for help because that's showing weakness. Don't ever rely on anyone because that's weakness. So what they were setting up was like, yeah, you do everything for us and don't ask us for help because we don't want to help you. So one of the things I wanted to say early on, and I'm going to say it now, is that, don't be mean to women no matter how fucked up they are. Okay? Because watch what I'm about to teach you. This is going to shock you. So this girl is a really, 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 really sweet person. She has a good heart, and I mean a fucking good heart. But after interacting with her, you'd think, oh, she's just an evil bitch. She just uses that to suck people in to rip them up. But no, it's not. She has a really hard time expressing any form of love. It's just now, by the way, she's what we call an avoidant. So there are there are people that are narcissists that kind of do avoidant tactics, and people think that's an avoidant. It is not. A true avoidant has a good heart. Narcissists don't have any heart. They have nothing but coldness and darkness inside their chest. They're kind of expensive here. So here's the deal. Me and this girl were really, really getting along. And we were having amazing dates, amazing dinners, amazing just, walking across the Golden Gate Bridge and going down into Marina, the Chrissy Field, and going to, we went and got lunch at Taco-licious on Chestnut. I mean, we were having an amazing time. I'd never enjoyed myself with someone as much as I had with her, and I thought, oh, this is the one, we're going to get married. And then, boom, she was gone. Avoidance, when they get close to someone, when they open up emotionally, it terrifies them because of how many times they've been beaten and sometimes physically tortured and punished for opening up emotionally. So the minute they're like, oh shit, and then when they realize they've opened up, they're like, and they get scared and they run away. They literally run away from love because it terrifies them because of the abuse that happened when they were a child. Now, all of you guys are watching these pickup artist coaches and these dating coaches. Oh, women play games. Oh, women are testing you. Oh, women this. Yes, women do test you. I make videos about that. But what I'm talking about now is something that you might think is a game or a test, but it's not. And your uneducated brain is going to assume, oh, she did this to hurt me. She did this to whatever, right? Now, I am educated in this field on avoidance and narcissists and attachment styles, etc., so I do have an upper hand, but the only reason why I really learned it and learned about it was because I bumped into someone and I thought, well, what the hell is this? I wanted to understand, and because of that, I learned. What do most men do? What do most people do? It's mostly a man thing. When we don't understand something, we get fucking pissed off. And when they don't explain it clearly, we get even more fucking pissed off. Because we think they're lying and they're playing games and they're testing us and all the bullshit that you're being fed on fucking YouTube. You guys are getting fed some stuff that is just going to damage yourself. It's going to damage other people. Now, because I had a level of education in avoidance, I kind of started to notice, like, oh, she's doing avoidant personality stuff. And then I started to really, really research it, and boom, 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 all the way down the line. It's like, holy shit, she is 100% an avoidant, okay? So when avoidants love someone to get closer, open up emotionally, it scares them and they run. So you're going to think, oh, you were just playing games with me. No. And sure enough, about a week later, she called back and she apologized. She goes, I'm really sorry, but I have this thing. And she did it again, and she apologized again. And I said, do you realize that you're an avoidant? She goes, I don't really know what it is, but I've heard that from some people. Here's the deal. A lot of avoidance, even with the educational social media, YouTube we have, a lot of them don't know what avoidance is. They just think they're fucked up. And that's what she said a couple times. She goes, man, I got to get my shit together. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I mean, you're like a really good person now. Here's the deal, that no matter how many times you say that, they don't believe that. All they've heard is that they're the worst person on the planet. I know, because I went through the same fucking thing. That's all I ever heard growing up. And let me tell you, nobody, listen closely, nobody Nobody was understanding of me for shit. And it fucking sucks. So here's this young lady, I want to say young girl, because she's in her young 20s and she is essentially alone. She moved literally halfway across the globe, around the world, from her family to get away because the abuse was that bad. She is struggling to fucking just pay her fucking bills, and she walks around feeling like a piece of shit. And she's taught not to ask for help from anybody, not to allow people to help her, not to open up for help, and to rely on herself, otherwise you're weak, and all this bullshit. And if there's one person that needs help right now, it's her. But what's going to happen? She even told me this. She goes, yeah, I don't know why, but people get mad at me. Here's the really interesting thing. I'm going to give you an example. So an avoidant, when they open up emotionally and get intimate, they get scared and they fucking run. Now here's the deal. It's like after a week or 2 weeks or longer, this pressure builds and builds and they can't handle it anymore and they freaking take off and like, okay, I'm out, I'm done. And they essentially either ghost you or say, hey, I need time, I need space, I gotta process this, etc. In the first stage, that might last a month or 6 weeks or maybe longer, they feel a great sense of relief, like, oh, thank God. Like, imagine you had all this stress, and whether you couldn't pay your bills or whatever, and it build and build, a month, 2, 3 months, you're getting behind, and then boom, somehow you get an extra $10,000, even an extra $1,000, and you catch up on some of your bills, and oh, you feel relief. That's what it feels like to them. So she said to me, she goes, I don't understand, like, people get mad at me all the time, and I didn't do anything, and I don't understand, like, then they tell me, like, how much it hurt them, and she goes, it doesn't make sense to me. Now here's the thing. When she takes off and she gets her space, she thinks that you're having the same positive experience. She thinks that you're going, oh, thank God I've got my space. Oh, God, the pressure's gone now. So they think that it's a relief to you, like it feels good. And so when you come back and you're mad at them, they're like, they don't understand. What they don't understand is that when they leave you like that it hurts you emotionally. Because to them, it's a relief. See, sometimes when people do things, it's not because they're trying to hurt you. It's because they're trying to save themselves. They're trying to get a sense of relief, and because they're freaking like stressed out of their mind and worried, etc. Now here's the deal. She's not going to change just because I sit down and say, hey, you got to understand, like, that hurt me, because I want to be with you. I want you to hug me, and it's like, okay, here's the worst part. That's actually putting more pressure on her. That's going to freak her out even more. And you're like, what are you talking about? See, it's a weird concept for someone to run away from love. Like, why would that be a bad thing? Because she was raised that way. Okay, when I was a little kid, I'm going to go really fast. My mother and my older sister used to beat the shit out of me. And I made it at a very fucking young age. I was 8 months old when my mother started whipping me with a leather belt. For no reason, just started wailing on me. And this was almost a daily occurrence until I was about 12 years old. When I got a little older, they would smile at me and slowly walk towards me, and then they would start hurting me. So when I got older, I was at the mall with my best friend and his mother and his older sister Jenna, who was a Raiderette cheerleader for the Raiders. And they're like, Michael, that cute girl is smiling at you. Go talk to her. I'm like, no way. And they're like, why? I'm like, well, look at her. She's smiling at me. And they're like, well, yeah. Now, to me, smiling meant they're going to hurt me. And I'm like, look, she's mean, Mrs. Pilling. She's going to hurt me. And she's like, Michael, she's not going to hurt you. That's a good girl. No, she's not, Mrs. Pilling. She's mean. And they just were like, okay. It was dumbfounding to them. Now, here's the deal. Because I had that thing in my head because of my mother and sister, I would avoid anyone that would smile at me, especially women. I know it's going to sound dumb, but I always ended up dating mean, angry bitches for a long time until I went to therapy for a while and we finally figured out what the fuck this was. I'm telling you, after we healed that, stopped dating mean people and started dating nice people. Here's my point. I had a really hard time understanding why this girl was pulling away from me. And I was trying to understand, so because you're feeling love, now you're taking off. That doesn't make any fucking sense. My brain couldn't comprehend that. Until I went, oh, wait a minute, I used to run away from girls that really, really liked me too, because I was terrified. That's what she felt. So please be kind, be compassionate towards women. They are feminine, they're the weaker sex, and they are sensitive as fuck emotionally. And you might be dealing with someone who has some issue like this, and it's nothing she did wrong. Just walk away calmly and quietly and disconnect and let them go on with their life. And hopefully they seek therapy. So if someone's mean to you and you don't understand why, or they might just be a mean bitch. Or they might be trying to protect themselves, and that's the only way they know how. A lot of times when women are being bitches, they don't have any other strategy to protect their heart. Or they might be scared, or they might have misunderstood something you said, or who knows. Just walk away. Have a sense of wanting to understand. Okay, last story, because this is a really good example. So I used to hang out with these twins. They're about 10, 12 years younger than me. We were going to the Matrix and clubs in the city, and they were about 26 years old at the time, maybe 27. Fun guys, kind of rambunctious and obnoxious at times, and they were kind of famous in there. Everyone knew because they were so loud. Well, we pulled up about 2 blocks up from the Matrix. We parked the cars, kind of go down a hill. You know how San Francisco is, there's always hills. And I saw this really, really beautiful girl. And we kind of went past her as we were pulling up on the driveway. So she's about 2 car lengths behind us, walking down in the same direction towards the Matrix. But what I caught was, oh, there's something wrong. She's really, really sad. And as we were passing her, I was like, oh, she's crying. So I knew Andrew was going to jump out and start talking to her. And I also knew she wasn't going to respond the way he wanted. And he was going to be, fuck you, you fucking bitch. Because I've seen Andrew do this to a lot of girls that didn't respond the way he wanted. So before we even stopped, I'm like, Andrew, nope. Andrew, not her. Andrew, not. He goes, fuck you, Mike. I'm like, Andrew, please, just trust me on this. I'll explain later. Just not this one. I will explain it. He's like, fuck you, dude. That chick's fucking hot. And we parked the car. He gets out. He said, hey, how's it going? He was standing there. She's walking down, getting closer and closer to him, going to pass us. And she wouldn't even look up. And I'm like, dude, and I'm thinking well, I'm sure he's going to see her. The tears pouring down her fucking face. Oh, no, he did not. He just noticed her ass, her tits, her beautiful hair. And it was kind of dark. Well, it wasn't dark. There was street lights there. But if you took a look at her eyes, you would have noticed, this chick is fucking crying. Not only that, her shoulders were down. You know what I mean? She was looking down. Her shoulders were down. If you just took a general look at her overall body, you would have been like, oh shit, something's not right here. Well, Andrew was in that narrow pinpoint and looking at the tits and ass and that judgmental focused view that men do, and he literally couldn't see the bigger picture. He couldn't go, her head's down at the ground, her shoulders are rolled in, her back's kind of hunched, maybe something's wrong. That he only saw bits and pieces because he was focused like a male on the boobs, on the hair, on the butt, it's on her skirt, on her legs. And he goes, hey, I'm talking to you. And she's walking past me. He goes, hey, I'm a good guy, blah, 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 blah. She gets a little farther and he goes, fuck you, you fucking bitch. You think you're better than me? She turns around and she cries out, my dad just died. She literally just found out, and she's just fucking bawling. He goes, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't know. Message: be kind even when they're not. Just walk away. I've seen a lot of guys hurt women simply because they didn't understand. If you don't understand a situation, do not fucking judge them. Okay, this is what my dad would say. He goes, Michael, it's not personal. Sorry, I missed. Okay, that's what my dad would say. He was like, Michael, it's not personal. It's not about you. It's about them. Now, for the life of me, I've heard that from my dad. I've heard that from teachers. I've heard it from my friend's dad and friend's mom. I've heard that from a lot of people. And I was 20, 21 years old. My dad's telling me, what do you mean, Dad? He goes, Michael, you don't understand. It's not personal. It has nothing to do with it. I'm like, what are you talking about? They freaking treated me like shit. They yelled at me. They did this. They did it. He goes, yeah, Michael, I understand. But it's inside them. So here's the deal. Avoidants who've been damaged at a young age, everything they do is to escape. They use techniques and tactics to back out. A narcissist uses techniques and tactics to attack you, to trap you, and to destroy you. An avoidant does the complete opposite. They might even use the same tactics like gaslighting or ghosting, whatever, but it's not to hurt you. It's to protect themselves. It's them retreating, not going forward, not attacking. Narcissists and avoidants are completely different. Avoidants have good hearts. Please don't damage them any more than they're already damaged, or anyone, like a girl whose father just died. So remember, it's literally not personal. I know that might be hard to learn, because that was one of the concepts where I heard it a lot. People would tell me, therapists would tell me, but until I really understood how the human brain works and how we get stuff wired from abuse and all that stuff, I couldn't grasp the concept until I was probably 34 years old. And I'd done a lot of NLP trainings and psychology trainings and working with people and learning things like the Milton model and the meta model, and that's really what it was. Now let's hear, what's that? Well, that's what got me to understand, like, oh, this is like literally a program that's inside them. Like, they can't, unless they work with someone like me, an NLP trainer, they're not going to be able to change it. Here's the thing, a lot of people do want to change, but they don't know how, and they literally can't unless they find somebody like me. Well, I do the work of getting in there and neurologically rewiring and shifting things around. So unless they find someone like me, they can't change. And you think, well, why won't? And here's what my dad would say, like, Michael, you gotta understand, this is who they are. They can't change. It's not personal. You have to make a decision whether you want to be a friend with them, or maybe it's a dating relationship thing. You have to be like, okay, this is who this person is. Is this something I want to deal with? If the answer is no, walk away, or find someone like me to help them change. Alright, that's it, guys. Remember, we have a seminar coming up in September, probably around the 7th, 8th, or 9th is going to be the starting date. It's going to be a 6-day training. It's out here in California in the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm probably going to have it here in San Rafael, which is about 12 minutes up from the Golden Gate Bridge. Buy my book, Crack the Female Code, now and read it. It is a requirement before taking any training or one-on-one coaching with me. Alright, that's it, guys. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something about compassion. I'll see you guys in the next video. Remember, if you haven't already, go ahead and click subscribe, click the like button, go ahead and make a comment, and support this channel by buying one or more of my dating and relationship books for men. Go to crackthefemalecode.com. Alright, guys, I'll see you in the next video and then at my training.